So the question is, how do you look at shame when defense is coming up? How do you really look at what's down there? And I think, as always, it's about being aware of how you feel and admitting that you don't like how you feel and that there has to be a better way. And hiding beneath all our ways in the world, our sense of composure, our sense of dignity, our sense of righteousness, our ideas of how things should be and how we should be and how we should behave, and all these rules we put in place and these rules we have for everyone else, is an actual experience of what I would call in this moment like being natural. Simply allowing yourself to be however you are, and then watching the judgments that appear, whether you believe those are imposed judgments, that they're society's ideas of what's good or bad or morally right or wrong, or whether you're aware that they're your own standard system of operation. But to really move past this sense of shame, you must really open up to seeing it and begin to welcome and allow yourself permission to feel the guilt and shame that is keeping your world going. And it's hidden in the most unexpected places, very much in preferences, very much in that which you think you like and makes you happy. And the need, the addiction to having those, believe it or not, is based in guilt. The addiction to having things a certain way is an addiction to not relieving yourself of feeling guilty, but actually maintaining the sense of guilt and shame, but addressing it just enough to keep it at a low level. So it's just enough of a fix so that it's not so high that you pass out with the anxiety of it, but it maintains this low level panic in your life. And everybody is living at this low level panic, so this is not exceptional to you. This is the state of everyone that has an experience of being a person in a world. It's the minimizing of fear. And unless you allow what you first and formerly thought of as, oh, that's nothing, yeah, that's just a little thing, I'm just a bit sad today, or a bit irritated, or a bit, pretty good. Unless you look at the minimizing of the fear in your life, you won't be able to welcome a full witnessing to the shame and guilt that is being maintained and how it's being maintained. However, once you begin to welcome this with the Spirit, once you allow the Spirit to start raising to your awareness all that is being kept down and oppressed and thwarted within you, you begin to see the perversion. You'll be beginning to see the perversion of justice, that you're innocent and that you're perverting the cause of justice, course of justice. You're perverting the course of justice when you refuse to allow the guilt and shame into awareness. So when you get back and you trace, when you're on levelsofmind.com, and you trace all the way back from your feeling and your thought and your belief and your desire, when you find those oh so noble desires that seem very reasonable to have and you're finding it hard to question them, reverse it in a way that it says, I would just like if they brought the coffee when it was hot. That was my desire. My desire was that they brought the coffee when it was hot. And see if there's not another way of looking at that desire that says something like this. A desire that the coffee be brought hot so I don't have to feel the shame of thinking that they think I'm not worthy of having it brought on time. I would say that nearly every desire you have that seems in the affirmative pretty reasonable could be looked at in a way that it is hiding shame. I would like them to bring the coffee on time so that I don't have to feel shame. I don't have to feel unworthy. I don't have to feel unwelcome. I don't have to feel like I'm a piece of shit, like I am not worthy of being here. These ideas of being respected or disrespected are all based on a hierarchy of shame. And whether you're worthy or unworthy, based on the level of shame you're feeling in the day. And justifying that you should be treated in a certain way is just the same as believing that you're unworthy. So the shame is high. So it's just not what you think. The shame is hiding beneath your preferences. And if you have some very clear-cut preferences at the moment, under which circumstances you seem to feel at ease, and if they're not met, you seem to feel extremely anxious, well, then you have an absolute gift from the spirit, something with which you can look together at the shame and the guilt that's coming up for awareness.